Yes, sir.
Yeah, everything is fine.
Yes.
Okay, then we can begin. Yeah, Sakre sir, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Sure. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's webinar on the career opportunities in civil engineering. I'm Dr. R.D. Sakre, your host for this session, and I'm delighted to have you all with us. Whether you are a student exploring career paths, a recent graduate, or someone looking to upskill and pivot within the civil engineering field, then this session is designed just for you. Civil engineering is more than just a construction. It is more than just construction. It's about shaping the world we live in, from building smart cities and sustainable infrastructure to working with the latest technology in design and analysis. The opportunities are vast and evolving. So today we will be exploring various career opportunities in this field, emerging trends, necessary skills, and real life experiences from professionals who have built inspiring careers in civil engineering. So I welcome Professor Mangesh Kewadkar sir, who is today's speaker for this particular webinar. Before moving forward, as we all know that every education program of MIT group of institution starts with world peace prayer. So I request our technical team to please start the world peace prayer.
ॐ नमो जीयाद्या वेदप्रतिपाद्या जय जय स्वसंवेद्या आत्मरूपा देवा तूचि गणेषु सकलार्थमतिप्रकाशु म्हणे निवृत्तिदासु अवधारि बोधी गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Now I request Dr. Madhukar Lengre sir, Principal MIT College of Railway Engineering and Research, to please present the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of MIT College of Railway Engineering and Research, Barshi, it's my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, Professor Mangesh Kewadkar, NAC Coordinator and Department of Civil Engineering, Assistant Professor, MIT Korar, Barshi. We are truly honored to you, sir, with us for today's enlightening seminar on career opportunities in civil engineering. This session holds great importance for students who are exploring future career paths and are eager to understand the potential within the field of civil engineering. Your expert guidance, real world insights, and comprehensive overview of educational and professional opportunities will undoubtedly empower students to make well-informed decisions about their future. Civil engineering is cornerstone of material science, national development, offering diverse career options in construction, infrastructure development, sustainable design, and many more. In world of marked by rapid urbanization, the demand of skilled civil engineering continues to grow in path both the public and private sectors. We sincerely appreciate your time and your willingness to share your expertise with us and our participants. I am confident that all participants will find this session highly informative and inciting. Once again, a heartfelt welcome from MIT Corer Barshi to our esteemed speaker and all attending students, participants, and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome address. Now it's my duty to introduce our today's speaker, Professor Mangesh Kewadkar sir, who will be delivering a session on career opportunities in civil engineering. Professor Kewadkar sir has completed his ME in civil in structures, specialization in structures, and currently he is pursuing his PhD. He is a NAC coordinator and assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering of MIT Corer Barshi. His research interests are non-destructive testing of concrete and earthquake engineering. He has a wide experience of 15 years in teaching, research, and administration. He has published 5 research papers, 4 conference papers. He has 1 patent to his credit. He has total 90 citations to his credit. Also, his H index and I index are 1. So we are very much fortunate to have you with us, sir. And I would like to welcome you again on behalf of MIT Corer Barshi and all the participants. So without taking much more time, I request Professor Kewadkar sir to please start his session on the career opportunities in civil engineering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, slides are visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello, everyone. I welcome you all for today's session on civil engineering, a multidisciplinary approach and the career opportunities. This is the webinar organized by MITES MIT College of Railway Engineering and Research, Barshi. Before starting with detailed in a multidisciplinary approach and career opportunities, let us see what exactly mean by a civil engineering. As a civil engineering is concerned, it's all about the professional discipline that deals with the design, construction, maintenance of the physical and natural environment. Actually, the era or the area or the world in which we are living, we require these basic infrastructure, and that infrastructure is required to be designed, and then construction, and parallelly we need to do the maintenance of that also. These structures include the roads, highways, bridges, tunnels, dams, buildings, skyscrapers, railways, airports, water supply systems, and the sewage systems also. So mostly the civil engineers are responsible for the shaping the world which we live in and ensuring that the infrastructure is safe for everyone, durable, efficient, and sustainable. So it's a need of every human being, and that is nothing but the basic infrastructure, and which will be designed, constructed, and maintained by a civil engineer. As the origin is concerned, the civil engineering was coined in 18th century actually, and to differentiate the military engineering and the civilian projects. And in 1818 in UK, Institute of Civil Engineering started and recognized civil engineering as a separate discipline. So it is a quite old branch, and mostly we can say it is an core branch of engineering. As far as its key focuses are concerned, civil engineering is mostly deal with infrastructural development, and that infrastructural development, which includes again the urban and the rural development, that is nothing but the roads, drainages, parallelly buildings are also there. In transportation system also, which have roads, bridges, airports, railways. In water resources management, it's deal with dams, canal, irrigation system. In environmental production, which deals with water, wastewater treatment, flood control, and the pollution reduction. Parallelly, it's not only about the constructing the things with the material which is available. We think about the sustainability of that material also. So mostly we are using now eco materials, and the research is also going on. The department and the engineering branch focuses on reduction in the carbon footprints also, and integrating the green spaces. So infrastructural development is not only improve the standard of living, but also boost the economic growth, public health, and social connectivity of the human being. Parallelly, as a historical relevance is concerned, you all know the pyramids were constructed in 2600 BC, and mostly those are demonstrating the geometry, load distribution mechanism, and parallel the materials, how they handled and how they selected for the construction. Also, in 300 BC to 400 AD, Roman roads were constructed. Almost 80,000 kilometer roads were paved roads, and complex adequate systems show an excellence in the surveying, grading, and the long-term planning during those era. Parallelly, we know another one part which is everyone knows all about the Great Wall of China, which is again a civil marvel stretching the thousands of kilometers, built with the local material and the labor, showcasing mostly the strategic design for that particular civilian era, during that civilian era. Also, we know that Harappan civilization is there, 2500 BC. In India, cities like Mohenjo-daro have a breed of layout, brick houses, parallel public bath, underground drainage system. These are the earlier examples of an urban planning. So these historical features illustrate that civil engineering has always been at the heart of human progress, and mostly it deals with the solving real world problem with practical and enduring the solutions. So it's an really when a human process, a human being is developed and developing also parallelly, civil engineering is a heart of it. Let us see what are the core areas of civil engineering. As far as a core area is concerned, the first is the structural engineering. The structural engineering, which focuses on the design, analysis, and safety of the structure, and mostly that support and resist the loads. And as a branch is concerned, having a key responsibilities for the structural engineering is all about designing the building, bridges, towers, dams, and the infrastructure. Parallelly, it ensures the structural strength, stability, and durability of that building. To do that, there is a requirement of analysis of forces like gravity load, wind load, seismic loads. And after doing the analysis, we do the design. And for that, there are different tools nowadays we are using, because civil engineering is not only all about the designing by hand calculation and on the site field job. There are different tools, there are different software for each field, and those are required for design analysis. Here for civil in structural engineering, we use StatPro, ETAP, SAP, Revit. These are some of the examples. There are different softwares are there in the structural engineering who design, who analyze the structure, and then the designer can do the design for the structure. Parallelly, there is a second uh, career option and the branch which is related to the transportation engineering. Transportation engineering is related to the planning, design, and cooperation operations of the transportation system. As a transportation systems are there, we know that there are roadways, highways, parallelly railway, airport, and the mass transit system. Here, as a transportation engineering field, we do the traffic analysis, transport safety, and the logistic optimization for sustainable and intelligent transportation system. Here, for the transportation engineering, we will see again, but parallelly, we also know that the transportation system is now integration with a multidisciplinary approach. When you travel to the metro, or if you want to travel to the BRT also, There are online ticketing system, parallelly signaling systems are also there. So that also we integrate those things in the transportation engineering. It's all about the designing of highways, which basically start with the surveying the requirement, traffic flow analysis, surveying the locality. Parallelly, we design it and then we construct it. For transportation engineering, there are different softwares such as MX Road, VCM, Transcat, AutoTurn. These softwares and these tools are used in the transportation engineering. There is another one area which is a geotechnical engineering. As a geotechnical engineering is concerned, this engineering is mainly deal with the soil and the rock and underground materials behavior, and which includes the soil testing, foundation design, stability of slope or slope stability, designing of retaining wall, embankment, tunnels, and mostly earthquake engineering and ground improvement technique. See, every infrastructure which we build on the earth surface, that will be stand on the earth, and mostly we required a foundation for each infrastructural project. And for that foundation, whatever the load of the structure is there, that has to be balanced by the foundation and the soil below the infrastructure. So it's a crucial that whenever we are building anything, we must know what exactly the soil type, soil behavior, and what exactly its soil bearing capacity. So to do those things, we require the soil testing, design, and specifically based on the soil type, the design may vary. And here there is an integration of earthquake engineering to the geotechnical engineering also, because earthquake definitely going to damage. If there is an earthquake, major earthquakes are there, even a minor earthquakes may going to damage to the structure, and definitely the earthquake first travel, earthquake waves will travel through the soil, and that will approaches to the building, and that will going to be damage the structure. So we need to understand the soil behavior, parallelly the earthquake forces analysis also. Here are some softwares in the geotechnical engineering, which is a Plaxis, GeoStudio, FLAC is there. These are some tools, those are used to do the analysis and the designing part. There is another one core area, which is an environmental engineering, which focuses on the protecting and improving the environment quality, and mostly deal with the water we drink and the wastewater which come out through our buildings, or even public buildings or your households. That has to be treated. The water which we get, mostly this water we are getting from the rivers or the well, and always the water we will not be a purified one. So we need to treat that water. So water treatment is there for drinking purpose. And the wastewater which is out of the house, out of the households, and parallelly the public buildings, that also need to be treated because it is a polluted water. So these aspects will be covered in a environmental engineering. There is another one which is a solid waste. Solid waste, which is the waste throughout come out through our household. It's a daily waste. Maybe the food waste, maybe the plastic waste, and other wastes are there. That has to be treated. For that, the treatment processes are there for solid waste. It also covers the air pollution. Parallelly, it also covers the electronic waste also, which is one of the biggest problem now. Definitely, after a few years, we will have a problem of e-waste. That also going to be tackled in the environmental engineering. Parallelly, the waste come out through the hospitals, which is a toxic waste, that also need to be treated. All these waste treatments and all, which covers in the environmental engineering. And mostly the environmental impact assessment, which is one of the hot topic nowadays, that also be considered and studied in the environmental engineering. And this environmental engineering mainly focuses on the sustainability of the buildings, and mostly in an area where we want to be a peaceful and a sustainable pollution free environment we need to create. For that, environmental engineering works. There are different softwares also in the environmental engineering. Tools are there, which are WaterCAD is there, GPSX is there, air dispenser models are there. Those considered for the designing, analyzing the environmental engineering related the project. Parallelly, there is another one area which is a core area, which is nothing but now water resource engineering. It's all about the managing and the utilizing the water resources those are available on the earth surface. We all know that even in Maharashtra also during summer season, we have a very less water available for the drinking purpose. And we are facing the problem for the drinking purpose parallelly for the irrigation purpose also. If our monsoon got delayed, so that has to be managed and utilized properly. Here in the water resource engineering, which mainly deals and which mainly covers the design of dams, canal, flood control systems, and the irrigation systems, those are available with us, and for the planning of new irrigation systems. Parallelly, it study about hydrology and the hydraulics engineering and hydrological projects. Urban drainage and stormwater management is also there. We mostly know that during the rainy season, always we say Mumbai may get blocked due to the storm water. And not only the Mumbai, but many metropolitan cities are there. Those have a problem. Low-lying cities are there. Those have a problem of storm water. So there is a need to be design and manage that storm water in such a way that it will going to be parallelly disposed of in a sea or in other areas and the medium. So for that, water resource engineering will going to work. There are different tools. HECRAS is there, Mike 11 is there, HMS is there. So these are some of the tools. Those are used to design, analyze these water resource engineering related to the project. And mostly it's all about managing the water and utilization of water. There is another one core area in the civil engineering, which is the construction management. Now, every project need to be constructed in a right way, and to manage those different activities, we need to study the management part. So here in a civil engineering, we have a construction management which focuses on the planning, execution, and control of construction project. And each projects have a different activity. So for that, with multitasking approaches, we need to manage the project in a such a way that we can finish it within the deadline, we can finish it within the cost, and we can finish it within the resources those are available when there was a sanction of the project. Parallelly, for these studies of construction management, which includes the project scheduling, cost estimation, and resource management. Parallelly, contract management is there, site supervision part is there, and the safety compliance on the site. Those also need to be considered and studied in this construction management, and we are teaching on that. In a particular subject, in the particular subject, we are going to teach those things. Parallelly, quality control is one part. See, everyone is going to construct a building. That's not an issue. But whether that particular building is constructed with the given specifications or the not, parallelly, it is constructed with that quality or not. Quality control is most important. So quality assurance is also there. There are different project management consultancies are there. Those are in an area of particular management of the project. There are different parts also having a different softwares also, and these softwares are Primavera software, MS Project is there, AutoCAD is there, BIM Rivet software is there. So when you go through these particular core area, you may come to know that every core area has their own software tools for analysis and design. Another two areas are there, which includes the urban and regional planning. Every government has their own urban development department and the rural development department. Mostly it deals with the development of urban and rural infrastructure, and that include the land use planning, parallelly zoning regulations, creating and following those housing schemes are there, infrastructure planning for the transportation, sanitization, and public utilities, smart cities, green urbanization, transit oriented development. So mostly these planning will going to be important for every human being who is living in the urban area or the rural area, and that planning will be done by a urban planner, and there is a planning department for each government. and they are using the softwares like GIS, AutoCAD, Civil 3D, ArcGIS. So it is one of the important, when we say we want to be and develop the city or the village with proper infrastructure and the planning is a right way planning, a sustainable planning, and the development required as per the society, and which also includes, as only land use is there is concerned, every in every municipal corporation and even in a local areas also, we have some space allocated for open, as an open space. There is some space in that particular city which is allocated for garden purposes or parks. There are some spaces those are reserved for housing schemes. So all these things were decided by an urban engineer and the regional planning department. There is another one core area which is one of the basic area. Whenever we want to start any project, we must go for surveying and geomatics, which measures and the map the earth surface, whatever earth surface we have. It measures the levels, it measures the distances, horizontal distances and even vertical distances also. Parallelly, land surveying we do. Parallelly, we do a topographic mapping, boundary demarcation. Parallel for those things, we use GPS, total station, and now drones and the lidars are the one of the advanced technologies which are used for the surveying and the geomatics. We have a GIS systems also and the remote sensing that also we use to do the surveying purposes to get the levels, to identify the right site for the right project. All these things will be done by the surveying, and that for surveying purpose also, after getting the data, we use the tool to analyze. These are the AutoCAD, Civil 3D, ArcGIS, or ERDS image. So all these are the softwares those are used in the surveying and geomatics. Let us see what is the importance of civil engineering. As an importance, see, we have seen the core area, but let us see few importance of civil engineering at a glance. It's actually a backbone of urban development. Ultimately, whatever the physical infrastructure we require, like bridges, roads, office spaces, public buildings, shelter, water supply, sewage, drainage system, all sanitation also. All these things are the backbone of an urban development, and that will be created and provided by a civil engineering. Whenever there is a urban expansion, without civil engineering contribution, it will not going to be done. And one term which was coined, which is nothing but a smart city. Now, whenever we want to develop any smart city, which is having the integration of technology with the infrastructure, we need a civil engineer. Without civil engineering, it's very difficult to integrate those things and to implement those things. Again, this definitely a civil engineering will enhance the quality of life, because if you have an access of clean water, proper sanitation system, transportation system, and which is energy dependent, so all these things are mostly done by, created by an civil engineering. Whenever we have well planned urban layouts which will going to reduce the traffic congestion, even pollution, and we want that quality of life. Parallelly, we required the parks, public spaces, recreational facilities for improving the mental and physical health. So for those things required by an every human being, ultimately civil engineer ensures that this will be built and accessible, inclusive and livable for everyone. So ultimately a civil engineer contribute to the enhancing the quality life of a human being. It will promote an economic development also. Let us see, when we have an economy, we want to be having a improved economy, or we want an economy with higher GDP. So infrastructure investment will directly contribute and boost the GDP. Because see, whenever we will have projects like highways, railways, and industrial zones, those who are connected to the market, ultimately those will going to reduce the logistic cost. And when we have these basic infrastructure with us, a railway infrastructure, highway infrastructure, parallelly industrial zones. Definitely, a good infrastructure will going to attract the foreign investment for the long term economical stability. And when we have a construction maintenance activity, it will going to create the jobs at various skill levels. And ultimately, after creating those infrastructure for trade, industry, and tourism, will get an employment also. So ultimately, a civil engineering branch will promote economic development also. Uh, the civil engineer will also contribute to the ensures the safety and sustainability of structure. Whatever we build, we want it safe and secure and durable. For that, and ultimately, what exactly mean by safe? Safe means what? The structure must be withstand with the loads and the natural forces and the usage of overtime. That has to be withstand. Ultimately, when you do any analysis of the structure, there are different loads those are acting on it, that has to be properly analyzed with there are some natural forces, like wind is there, your earthquake forces are there, your snow load is also there. That also we need to be designed properly. Whenever we designed it for over the usage of time, we designed it in such a way that it will be withstand and durable for these loads. So ultimately, we ensure the safety and the sustainability of the structure also. Sustainability, which includes the eco-friendly material which is available nowadays, and there is a research also in the eco-friendly materials. We use those eco-friendly materials for the engineering construction purpose. We want to reduce the waste generation for energy efficient design, also the green building and LEED certifications also. So it's an important aspect of an engineering in a civil engineering, which we ensures the safety and the sustainability of the structure. Parallelly, we have a role in the disaster management and mitigation, parallelly climate resilience also. Because whatever infrastructure we create in a such a way that it will going to withstand for the earthquake loads, floods, landslides, and the cyclone. For that, mostly we go for the earthquake resistant design, elevated roads in the flood prone areas, and returning structures in the hilly terrain areas. So we mostly protect the human beings and the buildings those were constructed nearby such areas which are flood prone areas, or maybe the hilly areas. There is a possibility of a landslide, and if there is the building which is in the earthquake prone area, with the earthquake resistant design, with modified earthquake design, we do in a such a way that it will going to withstand those load. And parallelly, involve in a disaster recovery also. If there is a disaster, if anything happened, we go for rebuilding the damaged infrastructure quickly and safely. So it's one of the biggest role of civil engineer also, uh, for disaster recovery by rebuilding those damaged structure. We can do it by structural health monitoring, by depending upon the assessment of the building, we can suggest the remedial measure, build the structure, and it may be possible with the infrastructure also quickly and safely. And mostly increasing the contribution in the climate adaptation strategies such like coastal protection, even the rainwater harvesting systems also there, resilient urban drainage and flood management systems are there, because those are mainly related to your day-to-day activity, where your buildings are in earthquake prone area, maybe flood area, flood prone area, maybe landslides if it is frequently happening, for storm water. So uh, during in these areas, we go for disaster management, and that is the role of a civil engineer also. Let us see next, multidisciplinary field, that is nothing but which is an interdisciplinary collaboration in the civil engineering. Now, if you see, the civil engineering is related to your day-to-day activity, the water you drink, the road on the road which you travel, the wastewater, waste management. It's related to your day-to-day activity and the building which you live. So it's a basic need of a human being. But nowadays, the civil engineering is a multidisciplinary approach. And as a multidisciplinary approach is concerned, mainly students and the persons, those are interested with an AI technology, IoT, and the computer sciences. So all these things are integrated in the civil engineering projects also. We will see in a detail. As a civil engineering is concerned, which is being rapidly transformed to the digital technology, we are using artificial intelligence, computer science, and parallelly the IoT also for smart, efficient, and the future-ready infrastructure. This technology improve your design, even improve the design accuracy, reduce the human error, increasing the automation and the reliable real-time decision making ability. So there is integration of AI, computer softwares, IoT in the civil engineering. Let us see one by one. As a smart structure is there. What exactly I mean by the smart structure? Smart structure is nothing but integration of the sensor, wireless network, and the data analytics in the physical structure. Now, these are applied in the structural health monitoring. When we go with the monitoring of structure, maybe related to the buildings, flyovers, even the cracks in the buildings, vibrations came in the building, dampness in the building, all these things will be monitored after the construction of building with the help of the sensor and the technology, sensor and the data analysis, integration of wireless network also. Real-time alerts like warning system for deterioration and potential failures. Parallelly, the traffic management, which is a smart, which is having the smart signals, camera, sensor, optimized flow, and monitoring the consumptions also. So all these things can be done with a smart infrastructure by integrating the sensors, wireless networks, and the data analysis tool into the physical structures. Definitely, it has a benefit. It will enhance the safety of the persons, parallelly reduce the maintenance cost, and data-driven infrastructural management, which will definitely improve the stability of the structure. There is another one, which is an automation and robotics in the construction. It is also nowadays a trending where we use robots, drones, and the autonomous machines to perform the repetitive and hazardous construction tasks. There are different drones are available. Parallelly, there are robots are available. Those are used nowadays for the construction, and the applications of these are nothing but bricklaying and concrete printing robots are also there, because in 3D printing, 3D houses nowadays are in a invention, and there are some 3D printed houses are there in India. We have some 3D printed houses. Those are constructed by IIT Madras and even some of the private companies in India. So these 3D printed houses need a robotics and the automation. So that is also there. Drone based site surveys and inspection is also there. Parallelly, autonomous earth movers and the graders, mostly many persons know it now available. Whatever the earth movers are available nowadays, those are autonomous, or we can say automation is there, and parallelly robotic applications are there in those machineries, and that clearly give us an interdisciplinary approach. And with the help of an automation and robotics in the construction, we improve the precision and the speed of the construction. Parallelly, lower labor dependency is also there, and parallelly risk factor also may get reduced because it is an automation. So you may get a quality more, and there is a construction or consistent quality, and even the wastage will going to reduce when we have an automation and the robotics in the construction field. There is another one term which everyone wants to know about and everyone is interested. It's all about AI and data analysis. As a AI and data analysis is concerned, many of may don't know what is the use of that in the civil engineering, or is there is any possibility of integrating the civil with AI and data analysis? Yes, it is required by a civil engineer, because it uses the machine learning algorithms and the big data to analyze the pattern and predict the failures and optimize the performance also. These can be used in the predictive maintenance whenever there is a possibility of failure of roads and the beaches. That also can be done with the AI and data analysis integration. Real-time traffic control can be done. Even AI model can assess the project risk and suggest the mitigation strategies also. It's not only related to this, but whenever you will have data and the patterns that can be analyzed and we can predict such things. Let us say we have a problem of rainfall in some of the area in India, even in Maharashtra also we have some problems. So that can be analyzed. See, the pattern can be observed with the help of the data available, rainfall data, and parallelly with different machine learning algorithms, we can predict what will going to be happen. So prediction models can be done, created with the help of AI and data analysis. So the application of it in the civil engineering one will definitely going to change the experience of the human being in the nowadays in a era of computer technology. Definitely, there is a possibility of integration and application of AI and data analysis in the civil engineering. There is another one tool, and now many of the companies are using, which is a building information modeling (BIM), a digital representation of the physical and functional characteristics of the facilities, which will help in 3D modeling of the building and the infrastructure, even clash detection, structural, electrical, and mechanical components of the building, cost estimation, and the construction scheduling. 4D, 5D, BIM is also there, and that will going to improve the better collaboration among the architecture, engineers, and the contractor. Also enhance the visualization and the collaboration. Parallelly, it will reduce the errors and the construction rework. So all these new technologies will open the different career opportunities for an engineer. Now, as a specialized role and a career of a civil engineer is concerned, let us see few of them. One is a site engineer. After your graduation, you may go on the site as a site engineer, where you will supervise day-to-day activities at the construction site. You ensure the works is done according to the design specifications or the safety norm. The civil engineer will going to coordinate with the contractor, laborers, and the supervisors. Parallelly, it will going to handle the material procurement, equipment, and usage. So all these things are required for a civil for a site engineer, and these skills are really required for every site and a site engineer, because it will ensure that the actual construction matches with the plan design. There is another career option, which is the structural design. A structural designer will going to design the structural system like column, beam, slab, foundation, and definitely for that we use the software tool. And a structural designer will ensure the stability, safety, and the strength of the structure under the different loading conditions. And it will definitely guarantee for the owner or the client regarding with the durability and the safety of the building and the building environment. There is another career option, which is the planning engineer. Planning engineer will develop the detailed project schedules, work breakdown the structure, uses the tools, software tools, Primavera, MS projects, monitor the project progress, identify the delays and the work costs. And definitely it will going to be important, as it keeps the project on track by aligning the timeline, cost, and the resources. So planning engineer is also required in a industry. There is another one, which is the quality control engineer. The quality control engineer will going to test the material like concrete, steel, soil, ensures its compliance, also inspect the workmanship and the construction practices on the site, and maintaining the quality. And whenever we ensure the quality on the site with the help of a quality engineer, it will going to ensure the reliability, safety, and the long-term performance of the structure. There are another few areas where you can do a career. One is an environmental consultant. An environmental consultant will assess the environmental impact of the construction project, parallelly suggest the sustainable practices and compliance with the environment. And environmental consultant will design the waste management, pollution control, and resource conservation also. And when we do such a things, and when a consultant will do, definitely it will going to promote a eco-friendly infrastructure, reduce the negative environmental impact, and sustainability. We go towards the sustainability. There is another career option in the civil engineering, which is a geotechnical analyst. A geotechnical analyst will going to analyze the soil rock properties and assess the bearing capacity and the settlement behavior of the structure, settlement behavior of the soil. Accordingly, he will design the foundations, retaining wall, and stabilization system. He will conduct the lab test also and on-site investigation also he has to do. And definitely, when he do these things, it will going to prevent the failure due to the weak foundation or soil instability. And it is also one of the good career after an civil engineering. There is another one which is urban planner. If you want to go in urban planning, so definitely you can do the career in urban planning, where plans and the layout of the cities, town, infrastructure, network like roads, utilities, and the zoning will be done by a urban planner, which focuses on the land use, transportation, and public spaces, community spaces. Those are required, and mostly they work with the government agencies and urban department of the government. And it will going to shape the livability, efficiency, and the growth of that particular city. There is another career option which is the project manager, and he has to lead the planning, execution, and closing of the infrastructure project. Parallelly, he manages the team, budget, procurement, communication with the client, handles the risk assessment and the decision making under the pressure, and which will definitely going to ensure that large scale projects completed within the time, within the budget, and with the quality. So these are the responsibility of a project management. So civil engineering is not only always on the site. Many of the person in the society, they think that civil engineering means a person who is on the site itself, or many of the people, they know it that civil engineering is just doing a job on the site, or he may be the contractor. It's not like that. You have seen there are different career options in the civil engineering also. As a further career opportunities are concerned, you can go with the government sector and parallelly the private sector. Let us say all about the government sector. As a government sector is there, really a civil engineer play a role in the public infrastructure development and maintenance in the departments, government departments, and government regularly recruit these through the competitive examinations like UPSC, SSC, MPSC, and the GATE also. UPSC have a separate engineering services which is known as Indian Engineering Services, which is IES, and MPSC also have Maharashtra Engineering Services. So MES is there. Staff selection is also done through the staff selection board. After GATE examination clearing, you will also get the opportunity to work in a government public undertakings. There are different departments at the central level and at the state level also. Many of the person and many of the people know only about the IAS, or maybe the collector, deputy collector, IAS, DYSP, and all. But yes, there are a lot of opportunities in government sector for a civil engineer, and which is equivalent to the IAS, we can say, because he is having an Indian Engineering Services and Maharashtra Engineering Services. So it's a huge opportunity. Every year, UPSC and MPSC have their recruitment advertised. There are different departments. After clearing the examination, you may work with a public work department for road, bridges, and public buildings. You may work with the central public department for central government buildings, national infrastructure projects. You may work with the railways for track design, station planning, bridge construction. You may work with the national authority, authority of India, National Highway Authority of India for highways, national highways, expressways. Water resource department is also there for dams, canals, and corporations. They have their local roads, drainage, and water management and housing projects also. For that also, you will have an opportunity through the MPSC or through the UPSC or through the staff selection. At which position you will be selected? You will be selected for assistant engineer, junior engineer, executive engineer, project manager, and the planning officer. So these are the positions you will get after MPSC and UPSC. And when you compare this branch with the other branches in the engineering, civil engineering have a more opportunity in government job with an higher positions, with gadgeted positions such as assistant engineer, executive engineer, and parallel junior engineer, project manager, or even the planning officers also. There is another option which is of a private sector. As a private sector is there, yes, each private sector have their own projects, maybe the government projects or the private projects. For that, they offer the roles of design, construction, project management, and consulting also. So whatever the career options we were seeing, like a site engineer, project manager, geotechnical consultant, structural analysis, urban planner, surveying, all those will going to included in this particular projects. There are different companies like construction firms like L&T, Shahpurji, Palamji, Apcons is there, HCC is there. You may get a job there. There are some consultancies like Ecom is there, Jacobs is there, Atkins is there, and there are some infrastructure developers also, Adani, GMR, Reliance Infra, Tata Projects. There are different companies. These are few names. Which kind of role you will get there? You will get a role as a site engineer, as a structural engineer, as a planning engineer, BMI modeler, quality control engineer, quantity surveyor, and parallelly a surveying parts also. And these private sector work in the real estate, industrial development, industrial infrastructure, transportation system, smart cities, water supply, and the sewage also. These are the work area for the private sector. So you will have an opportunity to work with the government sector, also a private sector, at different positions and the different roles. So career options are many. It's not just only a site engineer. It's all about your structural designer, planner, construct, quality control, or even consultants are there. Uh, uh, you will have a good opportunity in the private sector also. You may go for the higher studies also. After civil engineering, you may pursue your advanced degrees. You may go for masters, MTech. There are different specialization in MTech: structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, transportation, environmental, water resource engineering. Parallelly, in India, we have MEM Tech. Parallelly, you may have MS abroad, which is a research-oriented graduation in different universities like USA, Germany, Canada, so etc. There are different countries. You may approach to them as per their options, as per their admission procedures. You may go do MBA also, which is having a project management, or we can say the construction management and the business roles. There are different MBAs are also available. For that, you need to appear for the examination of GRE, GATE, TOEFL, CAT, GMAT. If you cleared it, you will have an opportunity for higher studies in the civil engineering. You can start your own entrepreneurship business. You can start your own firm, and mostly, definitely, civil engineer want to start his own venture, which will going to contribute in infrastructure development and the innovation. There are different opportunity as a business opportunity as a consultant, maybe then having a construction firm for a residential and commercial contracting. You may have a material supply for the cement, steel, aggregate, ready mix concrete. Parallelly, you may get an opportunity in project consultancy like planning, design, approval, and the supervision services also. Definitely, and nowadays, which is a tech-enabled construction, startups are there. Those are related to the 3D printing house, modular construction, and the green buildings also. You may have career options as an entrepreneur also after completion of graduation and having some few years experience in the field. You will have again one of the required career option by a society and even by a country, which is the research and development. As this is one of the prime and important for any country. We have, if we have a research in that particular area, definitely we're going to grow faster. So R&D is a great avenue for those passionate students, those want to involve in the innovation and improving the engineering solutions. The research area nowadays, these are few examples of it. which is an advanced material like self-healing concrete, recyclable composites, disaster resilience of the infrastructure like earthquake buildings, resistant buildings, flood-proof designs. Parallelly, there is a research area related to smart infrastructure, that is AI and IoT-based monitoring system. In that area also, research is going on. Sustainable construction like net zero energy buildings construction, green building construction, green design. So these areas are there in the research. Parallelly structural, those old structure, there is a requirement of an structural health monitoring. In that area also there is a requirement of more research. So these are the few area in the civil engineering which have research opportunities, and these opportunity you will get with premier institute like IIT, IISc, even global universities, R&D division of different companies like CSIR, government sector and government public undertakings also, DRDO, L&T. You will definitely get opportunity in the research and development after your graduation, after your post graduation, and even after your PhD also. So this is also one of the good opportunity and the career option for the civil engineers. Yes, after graduation, after your education, you may come to the teaching and academic purpose also, for as a assistant professor, professor in engineering colleges, even in the private universities or the government universities, even foreign universities also. You will have different opportunities. Curriculum development in the government schemes also, you will get opportunities. But preferably, if you want to do a career in teaching and academics, you must have a PhD and the research for getting the good job. So this also one of the good career for the civil engineers. Now, as a civil engineer is concerned on field, not in academics, on field, if you consider, there are few skills those are required, and I have listed those skills. We'll go quick one by one. One is a technical and design skill. You must have a core knowledge of all the subjects mainly related to the structural subjects, mechanics, fluid dynamics, geotechnical, construction material. You must have a design proficiency. You must able to design the road, building and dams, because it is a part of your syllabus, and that also you require. Parallelly, you must know about the codes and standard. You must be familiar with the Indian code and international codes for the design. So when you have these skill, technical skill and designing skill, uh, you will have great opportunities after your graduation. You must have a critical thinking also, that various solution for the technical or the construction issues. Data interpretation is one of the most important tool required, because we do the testings, we have a testing result, but data interpretation is also important. We do the survey. After survey, we will get a data set with us. We must able to analyze or interpret the data. So that is also a skill which is required. Innovative solutions, if you are in a designing unique site conditions, depending upon the site, depending upon the sources, resources those are available, and sustainability goals, all these things required a innovative solution. So you must have an ability of innovative solutions also. Parallelly, you must be work in the collaboration, because civil engineering projects are only completed with the help of team. Individual one, it is very difficult. So you must have a collaboration, teamwork and leadership. Leadership is also an skill which you require. Conflict resolution, that is also required, as managing the dispute and fostering the productive team environment, because these are required for your smooth project execution and higher team morale. So teamwork and leadership is also a skill which is required. You must have any communication skill, because it's not you are not going to, it's a verbal communication and written communication also, because you're not going to talk with only the professionals. Mostly you are talking with the non-engineers or the stakeholders or the field workers. So you must have a skill of verbal communication, written communication also, because you need to prepare the reports of the projects, Parallelly, you need to submit the project proposals, tenders, and the documentation, maybe at government level or even in a private sector also. You must have a communication skill, which is nothing but a presentation. You must be effectively present your design idea, project update, and site issues. Because if you have a clear communication with all stakeholders, then it will going to improve the processes which you were involved on the site, to make those smoothly work smoothly. We required a communication skill. There is another one which is nothing but knowledge of software. As you see, every career option in the civil engineering required a software. Without software, it is very difficult for us also. Basic, at least you must know AutoCAD, StatPay or ETAB, Revit, SAP for analysis, and for other tools as per your requirement and as per your career options. You can have a knowledge of software tools. Parallelly, project management tools are required like MS Project, Primavera, software for scheduling and the planning, budget allocation, parallelly resources allocation like material, workforce, and the risk management, whatever the risks are there, that has to be identified earlier, so that the problems, further problems in the project can be avoided. So project management tools, so these skills are required for an engineer. Whenever you want to pursue a career in a civil engineering, kindly go through these skills and try to impart those skills during your next 4 years journey, so that after 4 years you will have a great career opportunities in one of the biggest companies, or even you can start your own startups also, because these skills are required, highly required for many of the companies. Now, let us come to the end of this my presentation. As we are here on behalf of MIT College of Railway Engineering and Research, Barshi, we offer a Bachelor of Technology, that is BTech degree in civil engineering with intake capacity of 60, and our DTE code, which is a centralized admission process, which is a CAP process run by Maharashtra government. Our DTE code is 6901. In this institute, as per National Education Policy, we are offering 3 degrees. One is a major degree, another is a minor degree, and a third is an honor degree. Major degree is nothing but the branch, your branch, which is a civil engineering. Student has to appear for 4 subjects out of 5 for major degree. Minor degree, which you have to select the another branch of the engineering. So now here you have an option, like you can select the other branches of engineering as a minor degree, and honors degree, which is the specialization of your core branch, which is the branch in which you have admitted. For that honors degree, student has to appear for one more subject, which will be the 6th subject from the 3rd sem to the 6th semester of the graduation. Now, let us see a bifurcation of what exactly mean by major, minor, and how you can get those degrees and the career option. Now, let us say your major degree is a civil engineering. You have admitted in a civil engineering. You have taken admission in a civil engineering. So your major degree will be civil engineering. And we at MIT College of Railway Engineering and Research, Barshi, offering the minor degree, and you can choose any of the branch from the listed below. You can choose computer science of engineering, you can choose the computer and electronics and computer engineering, electronics and telecommunication engineering, mechanical engineering. So out of 4 you can select one. When you select one branch, let us assume that you have selected computer science and engineering branch. When you selected a computer science of engineering branch, you will get a degree, like a major degree in a civil engineering, minor degree in a computer science and engineering. In that computer science of engineering, you have 2 options to study. One is artificial intelligence and data science, another is a software engineering. Parallelly, for electronics and telecommunication engineering, you will have a controller and applications and IoT. For mechanical engineering, you may study about material science and energy engineering. industrial and project management. So any one branch you can select, that will be your minor branch. And definitely, as we have seen already, now branches are multidisciplinary. So it's a good opportunity. I must say a great opportunity for students those who want to take admission in this admission year, which is an academic year 2025 to 26. You will get two branches. You need to select the two branches. So ultimately, you will get a career options in two different branches, and integrating those two different branches for your project purpose, for your career purpose also. So the civil engineering students can study the computer engineering, AI/ML, AIDS, parallel controller and application, IoT, material science, and all the listed subjects here in this particular table. So this is nothing but a minor degree. It's not like that now the civil engineer is only a civil engineer. He will study a computer also. There is another degree which is an honors degree. At our institute, we are offering the railway infrastructure, which is India's first honors degree offered by the institute, which is related to the rail infrastructure or the railway infrastructure, which includes the infrastructure of rail track, railway bridges, steel bridges, RCC bridges, parallelly buildings. All these things will be studied. Even underground structures, also tunnels, all these things will be studied in the railway infrastructure. Parallelly, we are offering the innovation and design engineering also, infrastructure engineering also, and sustainability engineering also. But as we are India's first railway engineering institute, we offer a railway infrastructure as an honors degree. As a department is concerned, yes, we have these are the departmental strength, like classroom, online, offline teaching, well-equipped laboratories are there. Students are participate in co-curricular and extra activities. Testing and consultancy is our strength. We have an experienced faculty and qualified, competent faculty with us. We have a guardian faculty member facility for direct mentoring the students by the faculty. We have an excellent teamwork among the faculty and students, due to which we have 100% placement in the last 2 years. Parallelly, we provide a software training, and beyond the curriculum, bridge courses are there after the completion of examinations. We provide it, and even parallelly, we provide as per the time availability. We provide the beyond curriculum bridge courses also. These are few laboratory image glimpses of the department. We provide skill courses, mostly software courses, those required by the industry, and as we discussed in the earlier session also. At the last, civil engineering is not just a career, it's a calling to shape the world around us, because ultimately the world we see around us will be built by a civil engineer. So it's a calling to shape the world around us. If you dream of building bridges that connect the people, designing the sites, cities that breathe the sustainability, leading the project that stand the test of the time, then civil engineering is your career path. So join this ever evolving and impactful field to become a part of a nation building, global development, and innovative problem solving, which is nothing but civil engineering. At the last, you may contact for your admission process to us. That is MILES MIT College of Railway Engineering and Research, Barshi, which is in the Solapur district in Maharashtra. We have a website www.mitcore.edu.in. You can contact to the institute email ID and even a department email ID as listed in the site. Parallelly, you may have a directly call to the institute phone numbers and the departmental phone numbers also. So I would like to thank the participant and the students, even the parents, those are joining this webinar. And I hope that I have shared whatever the knowledge I have in the civil engineering field. And at the last, I just want to conclude the session by saying that, again, the same thing which we have discussed. It's not a it's just not a career, it's creating the world around us, because a civil engineering engineer will create everything whatever we see through our eyes, where we live, all these basic infrastructures and buildings, everything will be created by civil engineer. And due to, with the help of advancement like integration with the other technologies. And we request you to visit our websites. Parallelly, you contact us and visit our institute, which is at Barshi. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your insightful session. We have two questions from the participants. One is what technical and soft skills are most in demand for civil engineers today?
As we discussed already, as a technical skill is concerned, the student must have a core knowledge, like whatever the subject they learn. That's it. It's not a like you need a more detailed analysis. At least you must have an understanding what exactly, let us say, a structural mechanics is concerned, how building behave and how the loads are applying on it. It's a general things those are required. Parallelly, they must have an ability to solve the problems
Okay, sir.
mostly related to
Then,
the design.
yes, there is one more question. What are the prospectus for civil engineers to work abroad?
As abroad, if you want to work, there is one thing that you can directly go on site, that is field job in the civil engineering. And mostly in Dubai, there are major constructions are there, and many civil engineers from the India, they go to the abroad on the on field construction sites through the different consultancies and the companies those are available in India.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for your insightful session and information which you provided all the participants in this career opportunities in civil engineering webinar. And that brings us to the end of this enriching session. A big thank you to Professor Mangesh Kevodkar, sir, for sharing the valuable insights, and all to the participants for their active participation. Stay connected with us for upcoming webinars and resources. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep building. So every program of MIT family ends with the Pasaidan. So I request I request our technical team to please play the Pasaidan.
आता विश्वात्मके देवे येणे वाग्यज्ञे तोषावे तोषोनि मज द्यावे पसाय दान हे जे खळांची व्यंकटी सांडो तया सत्कर्मी रतिवाढ भूता परस्परे पडो मैत्र जीवांचे दुरिताचे तिमिर जाओ विश्वस्वधर्म सूर्ये पाहो जो देवांशील तो तेलाह प्राणी जात वर्षत सकळ मंगळी ईश्वर निष्ठांची मांदियाळी अनवरत भूमंडळी भेट तू भूता चला कल्पतरूंचे आरव चेतना चिंतामणींचे गाव बोलते जे अर्णव पियुषाचे चंद्रमे जे अलांछन मार्तंड जे तापहीन ते सर्वाही सदा सज्जन सोय रे हो तू किंबहुना सर्व सुखी पूर्ण होनी सिही लोकी भजिजो आदि पुरुषी अखंडित आणि ग्रंथोपजीविये विशेषी लोकीये दृष्टादृष्ट विजये हो आवे जी येथ म्हणे श्री विश्वेश्वराव हा होईल दान पसावो येणे वरे ज्ञान देवो सुखिया झाला.
Thank you all. I declare that today's webinar on career opportunities in civil engineering is over. Thank you.